You're going to see some good hockey. You're going to see some fireworks here tonight. This is why you play the game. Game 3 of the Kelly Cup Finals here inside Hertz Arena. There is nothing that can beat walking out of the dugout and onto your home diamond for the first time. That's exactly what the Fort Myers Mighty Muscles get to do tonight in their home opener. Shane wasn't even on the opening day roster a year ago. Today, he was the opening day starter. It's pretty surreal after following this team all year long. They are indeed the champions, and what a run it was. Tonight's game is pretty special. You can see behind me, the party was going, but now it is awfully quiet here. Showing a very vanilla offense a week ago, the Miami Dolphins were the kid at Cold Stone, throwing 3 different flavors of ice cream and every topping on the cone last night. No party tonight compared to the one the NFL threw for the taste of the NFL. A night filled with big names, big hearts, and of course, great food. And I mentioned there is at least over 20 Division I players you're going to see on the field tonight. So if you're a fan of high school football, college football, and even NFL Sundays, there's a few guys here that might be there. They're going to be giving out these rally towels to everybody, but this comes with an expectation. If you have this, you got to be waving it, and you have to get loud. But guys, so there you go. Griffin, half lion, half eagle.
Right.
We've talked a lot about this team all year long. What was it like to be on the bench, feel this energy, and get that cup? Today was another example of that nasty stuff that we just keep on bragging about. All these fans you see behind me, they didn't get the opportunity to enjoy this last year. Right now, they are soaking in every single moment of this opportunity. If there was ever a video coming out of these monitors that you could just go ahead and smell on sight alone, it's gotta be this one. This celebration started as they poured out onto the ice on Saturday night. It continued into the locker room, obviously, right after, and now we are here. Same surface, and somehow, I think they've got a little bit of gas left in the tank. Megan the platypus, that's a good one.
Derek.
I don't know, here we go. Yeah, what you got? I got nothing there.
Derek the cow, and we got
I got the cow. Cat.
Cat. I'm like running out of animals.
We need everybody in the studio. We got a few people here. We just go through names the rest of the show. Boxing has been a part of trainer Steve Canton's life for over 60 years. He's traveled the world and trained world champions, etching his name in the boxing history books. But if you ask him, that's all secondary to the lives that he's been able to change with the sport close to home, as he has become the secret weapon for countless boxers that have become champions inside and outside the ring. In the corner of a strip mall, you'll find SJC Boxing. Without its flashing lights and loud music, it's a gym that might not be for everyone.
In a Google review, like a 1-star review I read, it says that the trainer doesn't do anything. He just has his feet kicked up and he just tells bad jokes and talks about the old days of boxing.
Bad jokes aren't tough to find.
You know how to spell Tony backwards? No?
Y-N-O-T.
Why not?
Reminiscing on the old days, that's a given.
But the fighters today are just not the same as what the old ones were.
And the gym itself, no air conditioning with old school equipment and one of the oldest rings in the country.
Actually, is the oldest in the world, period.
I stand corrected. So with all that said, why come to this gym?
Steve is the secret to every champion in here.
It's not cliche to say boxing is trainer Steve Canton's life.
I was 11 years old when I started. I'll be 76 in July, so if you do the math, that's what, 65 years?
That's countless people he's coached with one trait in common.
Boxing has always been attracting people that had hard upbringings.
Take Freeman Bard, who came to SJC Boxing from the Bahamas.
I came from a big family of 14 kids. I'm the baby. Growing up in Andros, you know, in the country, no electricity.
The now electrician in Naples knew where he needed to go to be a champion.
I had to leave my country because boxing wasn't big there. I know the competition is here.
With Steve's guidance, Freeman went on to become a world champion and a Florida Boxing Hall of Famer.
Being here with him that was the best thing that ever happened for me, you know.
But that's just scratching the surface.
Very successful in professional boxing. That's great. But to me, it's secondary. It means nothing compared to all the kids that never had a fight. But they came in here with serious problems or school problems, and they straightened their lives out and became good citizens, good people.
So why come to this old school gym? It's because of that trainer with the bad jokes that always is talking about the old days.
He have love for the game and love for the kids. You know, he just wanted to do something for the community. That's the gift for what he have.
As long as I'm here, I do what I know how to do, and I'll keep on doing it to help as many people as I can.
So to the Google review, you don't have to come to the gym. They'll keep Steve all to themselves.
Steve's given me a reason to live, and the biggest crime in the boxing industry is that more people don't know about this man. But there would be a lot more champions, so That's our secret, you know?
So Steve will stick to his old school roots until he hears that final bell. In Fort Myers, Derek Kopp, NBC2.
Got it.
For Jabari Irons,
Let's do it. 1, 2, 3. Come on.
when life seemed to be pinning him on the mat, wrestling was his outlet.
Wrestling has done everything for me.
For a time, Jabari was homeless but never hopeless.
It was extremely dark, but I was honestly thankful for the opportunity to be able to work out of a place of such darkness.
He dedicated his life to wrestling and became a national champion at FGCU in 2019.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Move, move, move.
He then stepped off the mat for over 2 years before winning another national championship, this time on the beach in May.
It was kind of surreal because it's like you spend so long off of the mat that it's like you don't even know if you still have it. I finally was able to, train and actually get back on that stage and say, okay, you know what, I still might have it.
Along the way, he realized his hometown in Fort Myers was missing something he never had.
I knew that there was a need for high-level wrestling here, so I took it upon myself to try to solve that need.
And so, Irons Elite Wrestling was born in 2019.
Nice job. That's how we get pins.
Teaching those lessons that brought Jabari out of the darkness.
Wrestling is tough, but life is even harder. So I want them to know that I'm built for this. I'm built for a challenge.
All this while preparing himself for what he hopes will be a world championship in Serbia in September.
Let's do it. 1, 2, 3.
An opportunity born out of that darkness and fueled by the mindset he teaches to others.
I think right now everything's just pretty much aligned. It's the mindset, it's everything that goes into it, training. It's definitely something to be proud of and to take pride in.
If you'd like to sponsor Jabari and help him get to Serbia, you can get more info on the Irons Elite Wrestling Facebook page. In Cape Coral, Derek Kopp, NBC2. Each and every athlete that heads to the Olympics has a different story. And fencer Terry Hayes is no different.
Some days I wake up and I'm like, I'm about to be a Paralympian in Tokyo, pinch myself.
Before trying to wake up from this dream, let's start from the beginning.
In 2011, I was diagnosed with progressive brain disease. And by 2017, I was a paraplegic.
The diagnosis hurt, but was expected, unlike what Terry did next.
I spent maybe a day and a half kind of like, this stinks, I don't like it, blah, blah, blah. And I thought, I'm not going to sit in my house the rest of my life. I'm going to get out and do something.
Quick, off the mark.
That something came to her while watching parafencing in Rio.
I saw it and I thought, that is so cool.
Then came a phone call that changed her life, as well as her coaches Charles Johnson and Brent Meyer's lives.
When Terry came in, I said, and she said she wanted to learn to fence. I'm like, well, we'll basically learn this together.
Together, Terry, never fencing in a wheelchair, and her coaches, never working with a para-athlete, started from the ground up.
Here you go. Don't hesitate.
And quickly realized what they had was special.
Most people take 4 years to learn one event. To learn all 3 weapons in 4 years is extraordinary.
All that hard work culminating in a monumental accomplishment.
You've only been fencing for 4 years.
Yeah.
If I would have told you back in Rio that you were going to be going to Tokyo for fencing, would you believe me?
No, I would have really had a good belly laugh over that.
One day after her 63rd birthday, Terry, a paraplegic veteran, will be on a plane heading to represent Team USA in 4 events in the Paralympics.
I will be just beside myself to roll in that stadium behind the flag bearer with the United States flag.
This self-described, non-combative fighter taking a winding and sometimes bumpy road to Tokyo.
She doesn't get discouraged. She's really an inspiration.
She's a hero. She's an Army veteran. She's a warrior.
Reminding us before she leaves what started this journey.
Never, ever, ever give up. You can slow down, you can take a rest, you can step back and reorganize what you're doing, but just don't quit.
Because you never know where life can take you. In Fort Myers, Derek Kopp, NBC2.